Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Have you ever found yourself reaching for a snack shortly after a big meal? Or maybe you've driven clear across town, pulled by an intense, undeniable craving for one specific dish. These moments feel like simple choices, just a matter of taste or hunger. But in reality, they are the final step in a fascinating and complex process happening deep inside your brain. We're diving into the world of neuroeconomics, a field that combines neuroscience, psychology, and economics to figure out the mechanics of our decisions. At the very center of our eating habits is a powerful mechanism most of us never think about: the brain's meal memory. This detailed neural record of what, when, and where we've eaten doesn't just sit there. It actively shapes our future food choices, with staggering consequences for our health and the global economy. Every single time you eat, your brain isn't just processing flavors. It's creating a detailed file, a physical trace of the experience called a meal engram. This isn't just one memory, but a sophisticated biological database that stores multiple layers of information. Recent scientific discoveries have even pinpointed a specific group of neurons in the ventral hippocampus, a key memory area of the brain, that are dedicated to this exact task. What's really fascinating is that these meal memory cells are most active during the brief pauses between your bites, not while you're actually chewing. In those quiet moments, your brain is like a diligent archivist, taking a snapshot of the environment and bundling together all the critical data: the taste and texture of the food, the location where you're eating, and a timestamp of when it all happened. This creates a rich, cohesive memory of the meal. This process is supercharged by our other senses. The smell of fresh bread or the sight of a colorful salad can trigger vivid recollections and powerful emotions. These sensory inputs are routed to the brain's memory centers, especially the amygdala, which handles emotion, and the prefrontal cortex, which helps regulate our feelings. This is exactly why certain foods become comfort foods, capable of making us feel safe and happy just by bringing back positive memories from our past. Now, these meal memories stored in our brains are not passive records. They are active agents that profoundly influence our eating habits. The strength and clarity of these memories can dictate our hunger levels and food choices all day long. One of the most significant findings is the power of memory in controlling appetite. Simply remembering a recent lunch clearly can decrease your afternoon snack consumption by as much as 30%. On the flip side, a weak or forgotten meal memory can trigger excessive hunger and lead to overeating. This has huge implications for our modern, distraction-filled lives. Eating while scrolling on your phone, watching TV, or working at your desk can seriously impair the brain's ability to form a strong meal engram. If your brain doesn't properly catalog the meal, it might just reboot the hunger signal much faster, making you feel hungry again soon after you've finished eating. Our food choices are also powerfully swayed by nostalgia. Positive emotional connections, often formed in childhood around family meals or special treats, can create lifelong preferences. These feelings can be so strong that people will purposely eat a food they don't even particularly like, just to trigger a cherished memory. Research shows that if junk food was used as a reward during childhood, an adult might eat it more often, just for that nostalgic hit. And it works the other way too. A single bad experience with a food that makes you sick can create a powerful and lasting taste aversion, a protective mechanism that's hardwired into our memory. Scientists have even discovered that our brains have distinct neurons that encode memories for different types of nutrients, like sugar and fat. These specialized circuits can drive cravings and influence whether we seek out a sweet dessert or a fatty snack. But here's the good news: we can consciously use this system to our advantage. Studies have shown that simply taking a moment to mentally rehearse what you enjoyed about a healthy food can increase your remembered enjoyment and make you more likely to choose it again in the future. So how can you sharpen your own meal memory? Here are a few actionable tips. First, practice mindful moments. Sit at a table without your phone or other distractions. Really pay attention to the first and last bites of your meal. Second, pause and encode. After swallowing, take a brief pause of about 20 seconds. This gives your hippocampus the time it needs to properly encode the meal experience. And third, create rituals. Tiny rituals, like describing the flavors to yourself or eating in a consistent location, can help anchor the experience in your brain's storage. Now, let's zoom out. The choices driven by our collective meal memories create a ripple effect that extends far beyond our individual waistlines, shaping public health and the entire global economy. Let's talk about the soaring cost of poor health. Dietary habits are a cornerstone of public health, and when our neurologically driven cravings for unhealthy foods take over, the economic consequences are immense. A poor diet is linked to 22% of all deaths globally. That's more than tobacco or high blood pressure. Conditions like obesity, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes, often fueled by these patterns, put an enormous strain on healthcare systems. The global cost of malnutrition is estimated at a staggering $3.5 trillion annually, with another $2 trillion spent on diseases related to being overweight or obese. These aren't just abstract numbers. They represent real medical bills, lost productivity, and reduced economic growth. At the same time, the food and marketing industries have become masters of applied neuroeconomics. They design products and ads that tap directly into our brain's reward systems and our nostalgic memories. From the strategic placement of sugary cereals at a child's eye level to menus that highlight indulgent options, the choice architecture of our food environment is carefully crafted to trigger impulse buys. The health of a nation is directly linked to its economic prosperity. Widespread adoption of healthy lifestyles, guided by mindful eating and strong meal memories, could add an estimated $12 trillion to the global GDP by 2040. Healthy people are more productive, take fewer sick days, and have more energy. Conversely, economic factors can create vicious cycles. In food deserts, or for lower-income households, limited access to fresh, healthy food often leads to a greater reliance on processed, unhealthy options, creating a cycle of poor health and economic inequality. In conclusion, the seemingly simple act of choosing what to eat is a decision rooted in a complex interplay of memory and emotion, all orchestrated by specific circuits in the brain. These individual choices, when multiplied across billions of people, become a powerful economic force. The insights from neuroeconomics show us that the future of our health, and a significant chunk of our economy, truly rests in our minds. By understanding and embracing the power of our brain's meal memory, we can learn to make more conscious choices, building a healthier relationship with food, and, in turn, a more prosperous and resilient society. Thanks for tuning in to G Fun Facts Online.